Feeling retro. We are here to enjoy the Sony CCD-TRV37E Handycam. A high quality camcorder made by Sony for personal use, made in the year 2000. In 1985, Sony introduced the Handycam, the first camera with the Video 8 format to have real commercial success, and it filmed while using these 8mm cassettes. These were produced from a range of manufacturers. This one that we've got here is Maxell and also TDK. There were many on the market. These 8mm cassettes allowed for the cameras and for the cassette tapes themselves to be much smaller and compact than the competitors' VHS size tapes and the competition from Betamax too. And the Video 8 format became very popular in the consumer market. This format of course did go on to be replaced by the Digital 8 format, which allowed for a higher quality digital audio and video recording. And of course that went on to be replaced by other types of technology, including internal hard drives, DVDs, and now GoPros and iPhones. 4K is of course becoming the industry norm and the standard, so devices like this and even more compact handycams and the retro digital camera are becoming much less rare. As soon as you lift up this camera, it feels like a camera that's 20 years old. With its bulky design, however, and this lovely silver and black finish, I absolutely love it. It's hard to believe that a camera like this did retail for around $499. That would be about £700 in today's money. The size of this system, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect. With the hand strap on the side, once you place your hand in, your thumb is immediately placed on this record button here. Perfect placement. And everything from the LCD screen to the viewfinder gives a real robust and quality feel. The width of this item is 3.3 inches, it's 5.9 inches deep, and it has a height of 3.9 inches. It weighs in at 800 grams, so below a kilogram. This does feel quite lightweight, particularly considering its overall size. This particular model of Sony's Handycam did get a little criticism for its zoom. You can see on the side here it has a 40 times digital zoom. However, I strongly recommend against using that, unless you particularly like pixels. It did also offer, I'll see if I can get that to focus in, a 20 times optical zoom, which in my opinion was sometimes the better option. The W and T on the top just here meant you could zoom out and go wide, or telephoto, which meant that you would zoom in closer. I love this control here because it allows for a real steady and controlled zoom in or out. A great feature. The automatic white balance on this Handycam allowed you to take your camera indoors or outdoors, and it adjusted brilliantly. And it had 6 preset shooting options, including beach, ski, landscape, portrait, sport mode, spotlight, and a sunset or moon option. To navigate those, first you had to turn the camera on. Press this small green button on the side here and flick it up to power. And once you open the LCD screen, there's a nice big chunky menu button, and then on the back you get the dial here where you can navigate the menus and you can navigate through those settings, giving you full control of how you want your shot to look. This camera offered another 7 special shooting options and special effects, including monotone, mosaic, negative art, pastel, sepia, slim, solarization and stretch. Now, compared to the filtering options that you might have got even on a more modern digital camera, or certainly on an iPhone if you're using apps, that seems like nothing. But at the time, in the year 2000, having that full range of different shooting options was fantastic and gave the casual user of a camera like this what felt like full control over their shooting. On the side here on the camera, it gave you choice of focus. You could choose either auto or manual. Now, I strongly recommend using the autofocus on a camera like this, as even when you get up close to the object, I find that it's really quick and accurate in focusing in on the object that you're wanting to record. If you did want to manual focus, you did have the dial here. You could focus in on an object that's near by scrolling up, or on an object that's far away by scrolling down. But as I said, this was a little bit fiddly, and you'll see on the recording that I did earlier on with this lovely sonic box that the automatic focus is more than capable of doing what you need it to do. In my opinion, one of the weaknesses and the letdowns and disappointments of this camera in particular was the screen. Now, it offered a full colour option, which was brilliant. It has the backlight option as well, which is fantastic. However, it does not have any rotating option. Now, in some of the other Handycam cameras that Sony produced, it allows you to flip this camera completely over, which would have allowed the user to see the camera on the front here. I can't imagine there were many selfies being taken, or certainly not YouTube bloggers back in the year 2000. But still, for the photographer to have had that option to see what they were filming whilst holding the camera in that reverse angle, I think that would have been good, and I have seen that in other Handycam options too. The screen is still, however, a better option in my opinion than the 1/4" black and white viewfinder, which does give you the cool retro look whilst you're filming, but doesn't give me the control that I like looking through this screen. The built-in speaker on the side here is fantastic for watching back the video footage that you've just recorded. These are the L range of lithium batteries. Here I've got 2 for this camera, but I can't say I've ever needed the second one. This one has been on charge and I've used it through. The mono microphone on the front, try and get that into focus there, does mean that it only receives sound from the direction in which it's facing. Now, a lot of more modern cameras have microphones that can pick up sound from around you whilst you're recording. With old cameras like this, however, that was pretty standard. The way that you're focusing was the way that you got your picture and the way that you got your sound. It does, however, have the option to plug in a microphone just here, which did allow the user to receive a better quality of audio. Now, in my opinion, this camera's best feature was right here on the side. It's the low lux night vision, or as Sony call it, the night shot function, which you can switch off or on, allowing the user to film it during the night. And actually I was quite impressed for what, 20-year-old technology. I was quite impressed with how well this picked up some of our retro goodies when I filmed earlier on in a particularly dark basement. Its range is quite limited, however. It picked up my footsteps as I was walking, but as you focused in on things that were further away, I found that the quality of that night vision wasn't quite as good. Another great little feature on this was the built-in lens cap here. Now, when I first picked up this camera, I was thinking, where's the cap? Is it going to get damaged? But when I turned it on for the first time, I noticed that lens cap opened up automatically, which I probably never had to appreciate before, because on many other cameras and more modern devices that was quite standard, particularly on a digital camera with a lens cap like that. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that this had one. This particular model did also come with some audio and video cables to plug into your TV, to plug into VHS players or now DVD players as well. Check out one of our other how-to videos where I'll show you how to link this camera up to your TV to watch back your footage. Also came with a shoulder strap, which I believe this happens to actually be brand new and never have been used. And it also came with its manual too. Overall, I've been really impressed by this Handycam, particularly by its LCD display, by its night shot options, and by its overall feel and quality. Let's take a look at some footage that I filmed using my iPhone 10 and using this 20-year-old technology on the Sony Handycam. Let's see how they compare. Now, many modern cameras do offer a range of filters that give you that retro look, but let us know in the comments section below if you think the best way to get that retro vibe is to use a real retro camera like the Hi8 Sony Handycam. If you're interested to know how I converted my 8mm Hi8 footage from the Handycam onto my computer to show you in today's video, check out our other how-to video on how to convert video cassette footage into a digital format. Thanks for joining us today, retro lovers. Remember, if you're already a subscriber to the channel, to like this video. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you check out our other videos and subscribe to the channel. As always, if you weren't already, I hope you're feeling retro now. No battery, you're joking.